So, welcome to the fourth episode of the Clubhouse with Austin and David. This week we're taking a break from our esteemed guests and going back to our roots, which I guess we've had more episodes with guests than not. So is it really going back to our roots?
Yeah. Yeah, where are the roots exactly? Yapping about Mickeys, for sure, is
Yeah,
critical to the formula.
we've had I've had like kind of a Mickey 2 weeks. And
Mm.
surprisingly, none of that is because of Pokemon.
Yeah, just Mickey life.
Yeah, I'm in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse all day. I'm living in Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I think the only Pokemon thing I did is I went to a League Challenge and absolutely scrubbed out playing Iron Thorns Crustle,
Mm.
which seemed like so good in my mind. And then I started like Iron Thorns in every matchup I wanted to start Crustle, and then
Right.
started like
Dwebble.
Webble the one time I wanted to start Iron Thorns,
Yeah. Oh, man.
but the deck was given to me by Kenneth. Um, and I in game one was the first game I'd ever played with that deck.
Yeah.
Which like you don't need to. If you've played like either Crustle or Iron Thorns or both,
Yeah.
you 100% get the deck.
You're ready. Yeah, yeah,
Um, so that was very embarrassing. And then I signed up for Houston because I realized that like I haven't given myself an opportunity to play standard before
yeah. Mm.
rotation. So I was like, okay, I'll register and I'll take like the one deck I want to play before rotation.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I got to lock in. I
What
think
deck
that
is
like
that?
I'm still figuring that out. So if I'm there just to like have fun, I think Alakazam is the deck
Yeah,
because you just get to draw so much
for sure.
and you get to like filibuster the clock. Like you, the tie
Those
rate on that deck
Dunsparce
is
take so
crazy.
long, man.
Yeah, I played Dingo the Dunsparce before the rocks came out, and that took a long time. Like it's so much of like I would imagine it's a very tilting deck to play against because you have like nothing in hand and your opponent is like coin
Yeah.
base, coin bonus, runaway draw, coin bonus. And like in between each of these, they're searching their
Crypt
deck for like their one random card. Or they're
Crypto
gonna like
Bro Goldango be like Coinbase.
so but that deck loses to Dragapult
Yeah, yeah.
and probably Gardevoir, which are probably the
Yeah,
two decks
probably
you
probably loses to like any good deck.
It beats Goldango and it beats Raging Bolt
Okay,
and it
okay.
beats like all the Mega decks. It beats all of them.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
okay.
I could go back to Frostlass Monkey Dory because it does get like better with the Pokepad. There's a new Snorunt in Ascended Heroes. And there's
Hmm.
like the Mega Frostlass, which is gonna be like interesting to play around with.
Yeah.
Um, but I might just play Raging Bolt, which I think that would be the funniest deck for me personally to play. Because
Yeah.
that might be like one of my least favorite decks I've ever played against.
Have you
Uh,
played it before?
yeah, I've played it like a good amount because it
It's
is
like
very
the
easy.
beat stick, you know?
Yes, it is like people say the deck is really hard now or it is harder. I don't think anybody would say it would be a hard deck, but it is like more challenging to play with the Noctowls.
Right, right.
But like owl decks feel so bad to play. Like sometimes you just get Ionoed to two, and you're like, well, I guess I just lost the game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one of those decks where like you get Ionoed to two, and you just put those two cards face down because
Right.
you know there's no point in looking
Don't
at
even
them.
look.
Either you have it or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's painful on those turns. Um,
I
but
think
you do
like
get to play Sada still.
yeah, I saw
Sada
it.
is such a feel-good card.
I think it's Raging Bull is in like a pretty good spot right now. I think so
Yeah,
because you have like Crispin and Sada are just so powerful. Um, you can like just nuke everything on board. I think Charizard being around is probably like pretty good for you. I don't know why I've never considered like playing Charizard, but I just like don't like the Donzard really.
yeah. You can grief
Um,
them with Baby Bolt as well.
oh, Baby Bolt's good.
You know what a
But
terror
like
that can be.
I I kind of want to just play a deck where it's like the Kangaskhan what would you call it? The Tinky Kangaskhan builds I think are like
Yeah,
really
boof.
interesting. But
Tank boof.
that like whole I guess the TMs are all gone, so you can't play that. But
Mm,
I'm more drawn to like decks that I just won't have an opportunity to play again in a tournament. Because like I'm
yeah, yeah.
never playing this in retro.
You should play I was always wanting to play Toadsucrul EX.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind of a
I
bad
don't.
deck, but like Baby Toadsucrul's just kind of that insane.
It is. Um
And you can grief those Alakazam players.
yeah,
They're not going to place any damage counters on your Toads.
maybe. But I'm not like Alakazam is not a deck I'm considering whenever I'm picking a deck. It is like there's like four decks that you should be thinking about, and Alakazam is not
Yeah,
one of those.
but when the you gotta counter the Mickey players.
True, I will be at the O3 tables. So I have to
Yeah.
think about that meta. I have thought about just like full sending Frostal just to see like what happens.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know if that's gonna be the play because I think there's gonna be like all of these Guardy heads and all of like the Dragapult players that have kind of been like destroying everybody's fun for the last year.
Yeah.
It is like it's crazy how many decks are getting just like gate capped by those two.
Yeah. It's been a hard year. Like the spread has been very, very oppressive. And like the slower evolving, especially like single prize stuff has just gotten so squashed for so long. And we're keeping like we're keeping Dragapult and Dusknoir, so it's gonna be a little scary, but we'll see what's up.
I am like if I want to go like full, I'm playing just for content. I
Hmm.
think that like Festival Lead could be like a really funny deck to bring.
Yeah.
Um, and it would also be like good prep because I do think the deck like is fun or
Right,
funny.
right.
Um, and
Bangle.
yeah,
Black
Bengal.
belt.
You just have like a lot of like interesting stuff. And if
Right,
it
right.
can with Pokepad, I imagine it gets like so much better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet it does actually.
But I would need to find a good list. Like the online Mickeys where I normally like get the list from, like there's only one and Joltik box like absolutely destroyed it.
Hmm.
I do
Just
think
with like Pika.
yeah, with
Oh
the
yeah, and the
new
new tool.
there is like kind of an interesting one that's like a right on Iron Hands Magneton deck,
Hey.
which like I think is like interesting and I think it would be so funny to take to a challenge just to see like what I can do with it and then go from there. Maybe like grind an online Mickey. I haven't played like one of those online Mickeys because I have like work in the morning, so I can't play. I got top four at
Yeah, yeah.
one once, and I messaged my opponent and I was like, "This is going too late. I have work in the morning," and I just hit lost twice in Top Cut.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But that's where I'm at. What have you been? too. You've had a lot busier of a
Yeah.
week than I have.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so to all our local viewers, you already know won the Good Games Local GLC tournament this week with the Dark deck. I'm happy to talk about that later. I got a lot to say. But as well, we just finished the Turbo Blaze Async tournament. They did this first one. It's like a best of three tournament where each week you get your round and you just schedule with your opponent, like, hey, when's a good time to play this webcam best of three? You play it, report any time during the week, and then the next week you get a new pairing and you go from there. So it was just like regular, aside from that, 4 rounds of Swiss. Um, and we can actually dive into that. Um, so I was playing this colorless list, colorless control, Ursaluna control, cowboy control. Um, this uses Ursaluna with the Pete Hunt attack to get any 2 cards back from the discard, and utilizes like Lux Cape and Max Potion with like Recycle Energy to basically keep the bear alive all day long, keep the hunt going. Um, and you can either swing for damage with the bear or just pick up like mill supporters from your discard and run them out of resources. You can pick up counter catchers. You can pick up whatever the heck you want because it's any 2 cards. It's really, really, really strong. Um, in my opinion, it might be the strongest way to play colorless. I took this list from Espio. Shouts Espio. I think he refined it from Lion Chen's full grip list that got a second, I think, for the one after Journey Together. Destin Rivals 3K sounds right. Um, so I got the list from Espio, and I think it's a bit old. Like, I didn't look at it too closely when I entered this tournament. There are some new cards I would add, but uh, we can talk about the matchups. Let me pull them up real quick. I wrote a brief report. Let me actually pull that up, because that's just going to be a bit easier for me.
Are these best
All
of
right.
three untimed?
I did offer most of my opponents a time limit, um, but yeah, they're untimed.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Like, if it's async, this could go as long as both people would want.
Yeah, yeah. My last round went like straight up 2 hours for 3 games. Um, but yeah. All right, round one. I hit versus Evan Wiki. Shout out to Evan Wiki. He was on the Greninja water spread. Um, these were kind of a sick couple games. I had to play really hard around his spread, um, utilizing like scoop up net and uh, Belelba and Bryson Man. You usually play it just to, like mill your opponent, but it has this second effect where if you discard 3 cards from your hand, both players have to discard bench Pokemon until they only have 3. So it's like a one-time parallel effect on both players, kind of like Avery. But you have to discard 3. And I actually ripped this thing so that I could like clear some spread targets from getting knocked out the following turn. Um, felt like kind of a genius, low key. Uh, but the water deck is crazy. Like it's got Articuno. I'm pretty sure it's got like Blindside and or Crisis Punch. The spread Frostmoth, spread Greninja, quick shooting Inteleon probably, and Evan was also running this Cubchoo. Cubchoo does like 10 damage, I think, but it says that the defending Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. It just can't attack.
Hmm.
Um, so this is not like a huge problem, but if you're a control deck trying to like loop your resources, it's a ginormous problem. So I had to like switch into Bunnelby and like recycle my Guzma and then like go back into Ursaluna and then get the Guzma out for later. And it became a big headache. That Cubchoo was actually kind of scary. Um, and I think he ended 3-1 low key, so he must have gotten some value out of it. But super sick list from Evan.
I don't have the list in front of me. Is there a bear tick or is it just like straight, just the baby
No,
cub
no
shit?
bear tick.
That's crazy.
Let me link you
I
real
guess
quick
there's,
the tournament.
I don't know if there is like a good bear tick. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
I vaguely remember learning about like one bear tick that was like decent.
Hmm.
Ugh, it's had 10 cards. I'm not going to go through all of Bulbapedia right now.
There might be a bear tick out there, but I think this was just the Cubchoo. Um, so if you're on some control, watch out for that thing. It's scary. Round two, I hit Costella. Andre Costella, shoutouts. He was on a Metang metal build. Um, I don't think he likes playing versus control very much. Game one, I like set up, and I think he just like kind of whiffed his setup, so he scooped like right away. He was not trying to play that one out at all. Game two, we both did get set up, um, but around the time when like Ursa Luna came up, I was able to get into it pretty quickly, uh, and remove one of his first threats with like a bulky bump. Um, he scooped that game as well, so that was those were two W's. Um, the Ursaluna is crazy because like you have these double or you have these triple energies. You have two triple energies now that you can utilize to just swing with the bear on like any given turn and remove a ginormous 200 HP threat that's trying to like build up to one shot you or just like do something you don't want your opponent doing basically. And then let's see, round three. This one was versus Count Sligu, known metal fiend and connoisseur. He was playing this hand rip metal deck with Steely Claws. That's Steely. Steely Claws. Meowth or what's it called? Berserker.
Yeah.
And you flip three dice, and for each heads you rip a trainer card out of their hand. You get to see the whole hand, and you get to pluck any trainer you want for each heads. Um, he did not flip triple tails a single time, which is only an eighth of the time to be fair, but I felt like he ripped that shit 8 times. Uh, that deck is crazy. I don't know how exactly you even win with this, but he actually ended the tournament 4-0 with the Steely Claws. He was as well griefing me with the Faba, which just can permanently remove my special energies, especially the Recycle is kind of a big hit into my deck. Um, but I was just really not aware of Steely Claw Berserker's game. I was not really respecting it. And I think I was overestimating his ability to like generate a damaging threat on the board. Where if I had have played a little leaner, I think I could have had a better time into the Steely Claws. That deck's crazy. Shouts to Count Sligu. He really like. I think he's like the only guy who can play metal to like any sort of consistent result. And yeah, he is that guy.
Yeah, this list is insane. I'm looking at it right now, and I don't like. I'm trying to wrap my head around how this works in practice. Like, I see a bunch of these random control cards, or I guess cards you would only see, and then is the idea just to like rip off, like hand rip somebody with this Berserker, and then clean up. I don't even know. Like I'm thinking about how you
Yeah.
close a game with prizes. Like, do you just try and deck somebody out? Because
Yeah,
you
I
have the
think
Archstralodon, and I guess
yeah,
the Cobalion.
you're swinging with the Archaladon to like
Mm.
remove big things, but I think the main loop is like send a Berserker and like rip anything important from their hand, and then once they're stuck, you like switch into Dialga, recover some like important resources for yourself, and then as they're drawing, get back into Berserker and start ripping again. Um,
That makes sense.
so that's why I think it's especially like the Metal Bridge Archaladon, to just like afford those pivots every turn. No, I mean
It's.
this is janky. I don't know anyone else who could play like that.
I feel like I would need
Um,
to like watch the VODs
yeah,
and figure out like what they're doing turn by turn.
I need to watch those VODs. No, I mean I don't even know what he was doing to me. Like I was also like I was super unprepared for this. There was a turn I like Pete hunted to get special charge back to my hand, and then he
Oof.
just like fucking ripped it the next turn, and I was just like, wow, if I would have just put a special energy in my hand, that's you can't rip it because it's not a trainer card. That would have been super smart, but I was not I was not ready for it. Um, yeah, but like Faba is like super punishing into my deck, and multiple of them is like a scary prospect. So super well played by Sligu. He got me both games with the Steely Claws. And then round four, I played 3 games with Spencer Batten. He was on the Swellow colorless deck, um, with the hops everything. They're calling it Harambe. Uh, I'm not in love with the name yet, but Oranguru is in the deck. Um, and he got me the first game. Um, I tried taking some prizes, I think, but like I think he did like a Swellow onto my Pidgeotto to take 2 prizes. Um, I think with like Muscle Band. Uh, and there was a turn like I needed to swing back into him to like maintain my pacing, but I just didn't have a swing that turn, so uh, he was able to like outpace me that game. But after that, I was like, you know what? I'm done taking prizes. I'm not going to try to aggro into the aggro deck. I'm going to try to control the aggro deck. And I was able to get him one game just like milling way too fast. And then game three was a lot slower. Um, and a bit closer. As I recall, um, he had like clogged his bench without putting Hopslacks down. And I think after doing that, he had like no way to hit 180. So I was like, I'm just gonna like start scoop up netting my shit and just leave the bear out because if he's never gonna hit 180, I don't have to worry about it. Um, and then once I got milling, that game was over pretty quick too. So ended up 3-1 with the Ursaluna control. Felt pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
why it's called Harambe because a Oranguru isn't even a gorilla.
no, not a gorilla, and like not that important to the deck. I mean, the
Yeah,
instruct is good, but like some decks just run the Bibarel, you know, like or Primate Wisdom or something. Also, not
I
a gorilla.
also it's like the least thematic card because you're running like a bunch
Yeah,
of these birds also, and then you're also
right.
running like 3 hops lines.
Yeah, yeah.
There's gotta be
Swallow with the double as well, right?
yeah the do I don't even know how to pronounce it. I do
Double.
not. I have not played Sword and Shield, and I have not played Scarlet and Violet. One of my resolutions for this year is to actually like catch up on the Pokemon. games.
The main line,
So I'm no longer like a know nothing.
right?
Um, but the dub waffle or whatever it is, the goat,
Yeah, double. It's
double,
not a goat, it's
double.
a sheep.
Oh,
It's like a
ooh.
ram.
See, that's how much I know about these.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, you have like the three hop slimes, and then you have like two bird Pokemon, and then
Yeah.
you like fixate on the monkey.
Right. Right. And there's so much interesting shit going on in the deck, like the Swellow, all the like Cypher Maniac kind of like plays that are built into it. Um,
I like the Swallow a lot.
yeah.
I like any of these like Delta Plus Pokemon. I think they're all like pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention too about Ascended Heroes. There's a grass Silcoon that when you evolve into it, you can search your deck for a Silcoon or a Cascoon and put it onto your bench, I'm pretty sure. And I wanted to mention this because you can only play one Wurmple. So previously in GLC, you could never have both. Well, maybe you could, but it was impractical to have both like Dustox and Beautifly in a single deck. Um, and there's a really strong Beautifly that fills your hand to six, like Bibarel. And there's a really strong Dustox that has that Delta effect that lets you take
Yes.
two prizes. I think it's like a snipe attacker. It does like probably like 30 damage or 50 damage or something bad, but uh, it's there, and you can now play both of them. So watch
Yeah,
out for that. I
50
was hearing the
to
secret sauce.
50, I'm reading it right now. 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench, one grass, two colorless. So like kind of costly, but I guess this is also just like another target for a TM if you want to
Yeah.
close out like that. Which I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. I I don't know if grass decks have the space for it. But I guess also like a fact about it is cost wise, if you're running the Meganium also
Right.
and the Rillaboom, like it's kind of arbitrary. Like if you're gonna take
Right.
two
Right.
prizes off of it, and there's gotta be like a way for you to like snipe 50 damage onto something. I guess like
Yeah.
you
Like,
can't
but do
modify it,
something.
I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty hard to modify snipe damage.
You need to like set it up, which I guess like in GLC, if you're like two-shotting most things, it's
Yeah.
pretty reasonable to have like 50 on the bench somewhere.
Yeah, random gust targets sometimes. Like, if you have something that's really weak, you're just gonna like leave it on your bench because, of course, you don't want it to die. The
Is
first attack
grass?
does like 30,
Yeah,
20. Oh,
20.
20.
20 for one, which is
Ugh.
pretty bad. No, but you put muscle band on it and it does it for 40.
True, true, true. But how could we knock out a soul rock? How much do we need? 60? How can we get plus
Yeah,
40 on this thing?
you need 60 before damage,
You run the Lilligant, the
before
plus 20
weakness.
Lilligant, and then
Oh,
put muscle band on it, and you knock out soul rock. That's
wait.
60, right?
Yeah, I think so. Muscle band is pre-weakness, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can never
yeah, yeah.
remember
Oh yeah.
what's pre and what's post. Yeah, muscle band is
It's like all
definitely.
pre.
It's like all the ones after muscle band are the ones that are like post weakness.
It's like always
Anyway,
pre. It's like when you're attacking, it's
no, I think like choice band only, or maybe I'm like hallucinating. I think they
oh
like the
maybe.
new versions of it. They're like this is, or they specify pre and post choice band, whatever. Or maybe I'm just what is it called? The one that hits EXs,
Choice
choice belt.
choice belt. Choice belt maybe.
Oh, oh yeah, choice belt specifies before weakness. So man,
I see,
maybe
I
this
see,
is
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's usually before
Yeah,
weakness.
yeah, yeah. I thought there were some that were after. Maybe I'm
Yeah, maybe
misremembering.
back in the day. That sounds. I believe it.
Anyway, the socks might be good. Juice woodgrass
See, it sounds bad because
rum.
it's two stage twos, but you only need one basic, one Wurmple.
Yeah, I mean you are dedicating like 5 parts to this strategy,
Yeah,
which is always like kind of lame, but who
it's
cares? I think
grass.
it's like high Mickey potential.
High, huge Mickey potential, I think, yeah. Grass has so many like turf fields and like net balls too and stuff. Like they can cheat out a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
I don't think getting like did anybody play grass? Oh yeah, somebody got grass or played grass.
Let's go.
They didn't play like any TMs, which I guess makes sense. No, Evo is like kind of interesting, but I guess you. Oh, they're playing like something kind of funky. No, this is like a pretty normal, like Decidueye, Swashbuck, Torterra
What
kind
the
of
heck?
list. I'm looking at
Decidueye.
the
Power shot. Damn.
the fifth, the fifth. Yeah, Decidueye is like pretty good, but it's like
Sawsbuck sounds toxic. Wait, that sounds awesome. Because it gets your forest out every time.
yes, it is like the new grass deck is really interesting, and I've
Yeah.
seen people play it at like the tables next to me a couple times. Um, but it's most cases it's like one person wants to solitaire their deck, and the other person is like, oh, I kind of want to play this new grass deck.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's real. It's hard for grass out here. Like they deserve a little love. But they also have a little love, so let's be careful.
They have like grass like consistently gets like really good support
Yeah.
because you have like the new stadium. They have their own like dive ball. What is it?
Yeah.
Net ball.
Netball. Yeah, it's like fog crystal. But it's
Yeah.
ball guyable.
Hmm.
And you know how I feel about ball guy.
Yeah. How did grass get their own version of like Faulkner Irida? I can't remember like what it is.
Oh, Jardinia's vigor.
No, that's like their version of Welder. That's a Welder at home. Like that is
We
literally
got
full.
Welder at home for sure.
It's like
Yeah, out of
that is the
nowhere.
number one Cope card.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Gardenia box was like maybe one of the biggest Cope decks I've ever heard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think you're right though. Like if grass had like a grass Irida, I think that shit would be hitting like not quite like Inteleon or like a Drizzile deck, where they just
Yeah,
always get the Irida, but like if they had the Irida, like Roserade's always gonna get it, and that's always gonna get Groddle plus like whatever item you want, and then we might be doing some toxic stuff.
yeah. I think that God, I should. This would take too long, but like make a list of like which types have like their own dive balls, which ones have their
Right.
own Irida, which ones like. There's another one, Dark Patch
Yeah.
equivalents,
Dark Patch, yeah.
because there's like
I'm
certain.
excited. Kanari. Kanari is out now. It's like the discard one, get four lightning Pokemon.
Yes, that's good. Their
Yeah.
own Nessa, their
Right, right.
own.
Fighting Nessa.
Yeah, like there's so many. Like what types have what? Because we're getting to a point where it's like a lot of the types have like their own versions of it, and like some are
Right.
so much worse than others.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we were
Yeah.
talking about this with Dark, and we can save that. This might be a good time to segue into the other big news.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, real quick I want to shout out just the other 4-0 deck played by Lonnie is just a super tight boulder. Devo with the monkey. Boulder, Tina, Monkey, with the Blindside Natu package. And as well, I just wanted to say on this colorless control list, um, do your own research and add your own cards because I did not touch that list at all, and I think it needs a little work. I think Hilda is a new card that just kind of I didn't consider it for like playing the tournament. Definitely should be in that deck because holy moly, getting Ursa Luna and like a triple on the same turn just sounds totally busted. Um, and there's only like four energies in the deck, so getting them early is like pretty important. Um, and especially if you can get recycle, like getting recycle just makes your whole life easy. So uh, I would definitely put Hilda. I might put one basic energy in the deck as well to help against like Faba stuff, any E Hammer shenanigans, but also just like get some Night Stretcher value, get some Training Court value, and whatever random supporters like. If it's a fire, you could hit their Magma Basin. If it's a if it's a fighting, you could hit their martial arts dojo, something like that. But yeah, especially that Night Stretcher value, I think it would be strong. Also, like a fighting tech. I don't know what the fighting tech is. There was this insane list with slacking that's like more of a proper aggro deck with like Hopscram and stuff. But it's like Ursaluna, slacking with the double triple energy. Um, that list is crazy, and I think it's better into fighting with the slacking available. Okay, now I'm ready to talk dark. Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of went on this like whole character arc. I started testing this so long ago for Phantasmal Flames 3K, which was like straight up in like November, right?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, so a few weeks before that, I started testing Dark because I wanted to see how the new Toxtricity was. Um, and I wanted to try Grimsley. Grimsley, I don't think is really it, but I think the Toxtricity is quite strong and is a huge buff to Dark. Um, and just for like brief context, there used to be a deck called Turbo Guzzlord where you'd play DCE, you'd play Twin Energy, you'd play like Raihan, Teammates, Dark Patch, everything to load up your Guzzy as quick as possible. Turbo Energize, you would play like anything to just like keep the Guzzy live, and then you'd play like really cheap attackers and really cheap draw support on the side. Lipard, Hoopa, Spiritomb, because you just dedicated like so many trainers and so much space to like loading your Guzzy up. DCE and Twin got banned, and the deck kind of just all but disappeared. People tried more Pekko, people tried a lot of stuff, but it was not good. Um, so then this Toxtricity came out, and I started testing for Phantasmal Flames. Um, and I was kind of struggling to like fit it into the dark space. Um, this whole like Turbo Guzzlord list was built so front heavy, where it was like spend your resources early to get your Guzzlord live, and then recycle it if you can, or otherwise just like play really cheap attackers. So it was very like front loaded, like early game loaded. Um, but as I was playing the Toxtricity more and more, I was like feeling kind of like a different pace with the deck, where I was spending more of my early games sending up uh, Hoopa, sending up Spiritomb, trying to like buy cheeky turns with Lux Cape. Like I added Lux Cape, I thought was really good. Um, and trying to like minimize my energy usage, especially so that I could sneak in energy attachments onto Guzzlord. So like the idea is like get Toxtricity up, start looping like Hoopa and Spiritomb on and off. Where you're actually like toxicitying to them mostly. Spiritomb, of course, for the damage, but Hoopa just because it's less valuable than your Guzzlord. You want your Guzzlord loaded up, and you want it all natural. Dark energies, no damage counters on it. Like, it's actually the threat of the Guzzlord that's like a bit stronger than the Guzzlord itself. And being able to like kind of pool your resources into it while constantly just like pushing these little shitter attackers, like um, kind of like it was kind of like a new tempo. I played a lot of games with Reverse Hollow on the Turbo Blaze server. He called it like tempo Guzzlord, like he's calling it like a tempo deck. Um, and I like calling it Tempo Guzzy because I think or like Slow Guzzy was my first name for it. Because I think you're trying to like build it slowly or like even just with one energy, the threat of loading it up with toxicity is a lot more apparent um, than before, where it was like really uh, telegraphed basically. You'd put like two on a time with maybe more Pekko, and it's like, well, okay, I know exactly what you're doing. I'm gonna Gust KO that thing. But if it's just got one on it, it's like, could they load it up? Like, would they Raihan Dark Patch that thing? Would they Pierce counter energy that thing? Yeah, they would. And they is me. Uh, so I was like kind of building this list on my own. I added Ball Guy because I was always desperately trying to get out Lipard. Lipard's your only draw support in Dark, and it's just like trade. So it's not level ball searchable either. So it's like you have to spend a lot of slots just on consistency or like Evo search. So I tried Ball Guy because I was like, I just want to get set up. I'm sick of like ending or trying to like lilies into, Buddy Buddy Poffin on turn one. Like, I don't want to play Battle VIP Pass. I just want to get set up with a supporter on my second turn. So I added Ball Guy, and after the last full grip tournament, I was thinking more about Ball Guy because they had mentioned like the thinning power of it, where it doesn't just take three Pokemon out of your deck, it takes three balls, and then three balls can take three Pokemon out of your deck, and you've just thinned 10% of your deck. So, like, I was thinking about that in tandem with the Lipard, and uh, I was like, if I can thin the deck harder of these bad cards, Lipard will do better drawing, like, power pieces like Teammates, Raihan Dark Patch, Muscle Bands, Hustle Belts, stuff like that. Um, and I think that was totally true. Because Lipard started giving me way better returns. And I was thinking about going so extreme as to add Apricorn Maker because I had heard about the card like around that tournament, and I was just like, you know what? Let's play some Apricorn Maker. Let's get these balls out, and let's just like thin to win, baby. But right about then, Ghouls kind of like built his own Turbo Dark that had like it was like more of a tag call engine. It had like Pokestop, Turbo Energize, more like Turbo in that sense. But he used like Junk Hunt Sableye and Rocket's Murkrow to kind of like rather than like send up some shitter attacker and just take a prize, it was like I'm gonna recover even more critical resources like Verseeker Patch or whatever. Um, and then I'm gonna set up a second Guzzy. Um, my deck, I don't think it's really built for like double Guzzies so much. Um, it is possible, but like I think his list is better suited for that. And I tried kind of like adapting into it. I liked Pokestop a lot, but I just like wasn't really interested in utilizing those guys because like Verseeker and Dark Patch are like so strong, but you're not really like searching them out and like spending them very early. Like early game, you're using your Arven not to get like Dark Patch. You're using it to get like Evo Incense to get Lipard. Like uh, or Toxtricity. So I kind of wasn't vibing with the list that well, and I was thinking about my ball guy list because I had cut ball guy for all this like ghoul stuff. And I was like, I want to go back to ball guy, and I'm gonna add Apricorn Maker. And I was thinking about it more because I was like, if I'm playing all this Pokemon search, right? All these balls, timer ball especially, level ball, I want to get value out of. Level ball searches Golbat. Golbat draws 2 cards. So I added the Crobat line, discreet and drastic draw Crobat, um, just to draw more cards. And I was so sick of prizing Lipards. The deck's like fucking unplayable if you prize Lipard. And I was so done with it that I added these Crobat. And instantly I was like, this is so strong. Especially the Apricorn Maker, I had to like start it in my hand like 4 games in a row, like as soon as I added the card. So the game put me through the ringer, had me testing that Apricorn Maker, and I can say conclusively, it is strong. It will get you set up, and you can flip double tails sometimes. It hurts. It does hurt. But like if you play your balls right, you get an Ultra Ball backup, like it is not a big deal, especially where level ball is guaranteed the goal bat. Like, um, it's super super strong in that respect. And Zubat has free retreat. Crobat has free retreat. This is helping you like pivot into your Hoopas, as well. Just like keep your Toxtricity targets on the bench so you can accelerate to them and then send them up. So having a free retreater is good. I don't like Weavile. I don't think the meta's great for it, but a lot of people convinced me to put it in, or tried convincing me to put it in. I didn't, but I think there's merit to it. Like, especially the Sneasel has free retreat, so could be could be room for it. Um, so yeah, I added the Apricorn Maker. It felt a lot better, and I kind of knew it was chalked versus fighting, but I started testing verse psychic a little bit more, and I was like, I think this might be like even actually, or like even a little dark favored, uh, which like before all the DCE bans and stuff, like it was so dark favored. It's kind of hard to describe. Uh, but after the bans, like psychic was just kind of rolling over everything. So uh, it's crazy. I think a really strong psychic player can still kind of work a dark deck. Spiritomb's a huge liability for any kind of like monkey spreads, and Boulder can just kind of like answer huge threats. But in any case, like I think the matchups kind of like evened out for me a lot more, where I feel like I can pressure them hard with Guzzlord, get value out of that resistance, especially still. Um, but Boulder is a big problem. But with Crobat, you can kind of like manipulate your hand a little bit better. Um, so that's the rough idea of the deck list. They're calling it the double Squixty. Crobat, Apricorn Maker, Timer Ball, no Weevil. I like the Pokestop. I kept the Pokestop. DTE is like such a scam. I think Counter Energy is the only double worth playing. Rainbow and Pierce were kind of like late additions, that I think are really, really strong and worth keeping. And then Janine's E-Switch was a combo I was kind of playing around with. E-Switch especially is like a card worth considering because when your Toxtricity like only hits the bench, or you want to like manipulate those counters a little bit better, or just like save an energy off that like Hoopa you used earlier, like it's a way to cheat energy onto Guzzlord specifically. Moltres can cheat as well too, so I think that's a card worth considering too. Janine's an E-Switch. But yeah, we can talk about the badge now, the run, because I went to locals last Thursday and I hit all 4 psychic players. I won my first 3 rounds, and then I tied the final round in like the most lost game ever, perhaps in a finals. Like it's not even like one more turn. It's like one more second would have won that game for my opponent. My lovely and very skilled and talented opponent, who could not see the timer because spectators were blocking our view. Uh, so I just gotta shout out Dan. But yeah. Some would call it luck sacking. I call it meta gaming.
Yeah, I think I agree that it is metagaming because it's been for a while that like the I think I described it to you as the Android saga, where like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the everybody has just decided to become a psychic bot in like the last couple months, and like it's just bound that like somebody is going to find a way to exploit it.
yeah,
Because I guess like the issue right now with like locals metagaming is either like everybody's on fighting or psychic, and I think like if I look at our weekly breakdown, it goes like back and forth between like what
yeah,
people are playing. So somebody is gonna like find a way to like run a meta deck, hit them all, because also the psychic
yeah,
players tend to just be at the top tables. Because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
there's a lot of people who are either trying to get like their psychic badge that already have like
yeah,
one or two, or there's a bunch of people that are like consistently 3-1
yeah,
that
yeah,
are trying to get their first badge with psychic. So I think
yeah.
it's like a good like in people's minds it's like, oh, you hit like
It's the best deck.
all of your yeah, it's like
Yeah,
I think that like let's say in like a hypothetical situation, like half the room is water,
yeah,
but like imagine all of the water players lose immediately. Like
right,
that would be
right. Like
bad
round one.
metagaming. Like if to metagame based off of like a matchup, like you have to think that you're gonna be hitting that matchup throughout a tournament.
Right, right. Especially in the deep rounds where like your
Yes.
opponents are more likely to be stronger opponents.
Yeah. It's kind of like the same idea like Kenneth will say if I bring up like a random deck, he's
Hmm.
like, I don't plan on playing against that deck because it will be in the O2 tables.
Right. Yeah.
And I think of he said that a couple times and it sticks with me whenever I think about
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
metagaming or like considering decks. But I
Yeah,
do think the deck is like it has a lot of really interesting matters or factors, especially in GLC. Like I think that trade is like a really good ability in general, of course. But I think in
yeah.
like GLC where like you have all these one-ups, it's like particularly stronger in some cases
Mm.
because I think one of the merits of like Ball Guy and Apricorn Maker, because I guess like with Ball Guy you have I think 6 ball cards in here.
Yeah.
So you have 6 ball cards. You can get in theory, you could get 3 off of Ball Guy, 2 off of Apricorn Maker,
Hmm.
and that's essentially all the ones you're gonna want to use that game in
Yeah,
most
yeah.
cases.
I
But
very
like if
rarely like needed to rip both in a single game. Like if I started one on turn one or two, it's like I'm ripping it then, and then the other one I can like trade away later
yeah, and I think that's the
or just
merit
ignore.
of it. With trade, you can always get rid of the card that you don't want to use again.
Yeah.
Um, and I think like that's really strong in the same way, like Ball Guy, um, or a card like I don't know Arvin to a lesser extent, like naturally will thin your deck.
Mm.
Um, like because there's so much hand disruption in GLC, like there's like Marnie
Yeah.
and Iono, like there's so many times where if you're not thinning your deck, or more importantly, getting rid of stuff that you don't need at the end, like you can just lose games straight off the rip on that.
Right,
Or
right.
people are
Off the
playing like a
head.
reset. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
more reset stamp now.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like if you're not thinning your deck, or not so much of like thinning in the way of taking stuff out or like drawing them. Also just
Yeah.
like getting rid of your useless stuff.
Right, right.
and I think trade's really strong in that. I also really like the Golbat Crobat line.
Yeah.
I think it's good,
Yeah.
especially with the scoop up net. I would imagine it's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to say to that end exactly, I when I was playing without the Crobat especially, like the whole Zubat Crobat line, um, I was finding those situations were the hardest, where it was like I would get Iono to two, I'd have some like worthless consistency cards in my hand. Um, Even if I had Lipard and Toxtricity out, or if they sniped Lipard or like Gust KO Lipard and Iono me, I was like donezo in those games because there's like a pretty select few power cards I need on a given turn. It's like I'm gonna need that teammates, I'm gonna need that Raihan, I'm gonna need that boss, and I'm gonna need that Guzma. And those are all supporters, namely. So like I was getting Ionoed, and then if they would snipe Lipard, I would have like nothing to draw off the Iono. Um, so this is where like Crobat really, really helped me. Um, because I had added these like extra Evo searches, especially like with Timer Ball. And it if you keep your Golbat a Golbat, like it puts a certain pressure on your opponent where if they snipe your Lipard, you suddenly have a lot of outs in your deck to drawing three cards. Where like Timer Ball, Evo Incense, Ultra Ball, all those like worthless consistency cards are now like Iono proofing your deck. So I think the Crobat especially was digging me a lot deeper in those later games where I really, really needed like a certain power card out of like the last 20, and it's hard to get those even just off a trade, but like if I had trade and Crobat, then we're really digging um it I feel like building all these dark lists, it showed me a lot more how like cards interact and how like taking away one card can actually like power up or down like multiple other cards in your deck in like really, really significant ways. For example, like Evo Incense, I felt was like suddenly really, really hot in the deck. Where it's like, yeah, I love Lipard, yeah, I love Toxtricity, I need to get them early. But like, now it's like I have this late game threat of like I'm gonna dig so deep that like I'll get Raihan or I'll get Dark Patch and a Hustle Belt or whatever I need to swing. So um, yeah, it was really those like Iono moments and those stamp moments that were like pushing me towards Crobat.
Yeah, I think speaking on the interplay of cards, going back, I think Energy Switch has like a lot of like really interesting plays it can open up. I think
Yeah.
like in general, Energy Switch like even is one of my favorite one-ofs to have because
Mm.
like not only can it help you like fix mistakes, um, but it also just like opens up like so many different plays off of like item search. Like you're already running
Yeah.
Arvin if you need it at any given point. It's like just an Arvin away. And like you can use it. It probably synergizes. Dark Patch is like a big one. If you have something in the active you need to bring in, Dark Patch, Energy Switch to get you there. The Galarian
Yeah.
Moltres
Yeah.
could be an interesting way to like accelerate energy onto the field and then switch it on. Janine's is interesting. Toxtricity, I guess. If you don't want to put that damage on a Pokemon, you could Toxtricity it on and then move it to something, whether it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
would be in knockout range.
Yeah. Like if you had attach for turn to Hoopa, and
Yeah.
you had like Spiritomb on your bench, but you're trying to load up Guzzy. So you could like Tox to your Spiritomb,
Hmm.
get the damage on Spiritomb, that's value, and then E-switch over to the Guzzy, that's where your real value is. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
People call it a crutch. I think you should play crutches in your deck if you make mistakes. We're all human, you know? That was
Yeah,
I think your Android saga is actually pretty apt because like I think a lot of people like think of deck building and stuff like that as if we were like perfect AIs playing like optimal lines into each other. We're not. We are so not that. Like we have good games, yes, but we got to take a step back and recognize that like it's actually better to have like a crutch in your deck and then like use it to like keep walking and enact your game plan. Like we are not perfect. We are not optimal.
and I think of it's like in most of these crutch cards, I guess, or cards to like fix your mistakes. Like if you're playing optimally, like some of those can just open up like these really powerful swings that you can do. So it's like if you are in one of those games where you need to fix the margins, I guess, a couple percentages in your favor, like those do matter. So I think that's like how people should think about cards. You see this a lot in like deck building whenever people are like really getting down to their last two or three cards and they think about like, oh, this will help me in like this, and this matchup, or like this opens up like this or that like Disneyland make believe line. And,
Yep, yep.
and
I know what you
people
mean.
like I'm guilty of it. Everybody is like guilty of like looking at a card and being like, yo, this is like will be so sick if I pull it off.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that like so much of it is like I think whenever Kenneth was like going through making the Frostlass list, like like we played an energy switch because it did open up like so many lines of not even fixing it. Like either you can be like,
Mm,
oh, I missed like that probably wasn't the right attach. But it
yeah.
also was like, oh, I guess if I'm so far ahead, I can like attach onto like one monkey, energy switch onto the other one, and now
Yeah.
you do like two pinks. So
Right,
like
right.
in some cases, like it's a card that is going to give you more win percentage. I think some of these crutch cards are
Yeah.
over in aggregate.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Um yeah, that's kind of like there's a few like kind of I wouldn't say like classic cards, but like definitely staples, which I kind of ignored in this deck. I did not play VIP Pass because
Mm.
I was running the extra balls, I was running the ball guy, I was running the Apricorn Maker. Like, if I get donked, I get donked. It's fine. I deserve it. Uh, there was Turbo Energize, which like feels okay when Guzzy gets up, but like using your swing turn to like one not take a prize, but two like just leave some shitter active and also just like invest all your energy onto your Guzzlord, like you're putting in all your eggs in one basket basically. Sometimes that basket does not pay out, so I didn't really like that card either, and also like I was just never finding it. I was never really committing for it. Um, and then like there's like a few disruption cards I considered. Like I wanted Hex, but I pretty much knew there was no room for it. Uh, and I've wanted Reset Stamp before. The closest slot I guess I got was like Lux Cape. I think the Lux Cape is really good for this kind of like aggro style build where like if you end the game with Guzzlord or like if Guzzlord ever goes unanswered, you'll usually win. And ditto for like a late game Moltres. Like if you drop that Moltres and they have zero answer for 220 and swings for a bajillion, uh, you can really just like take games with the Lux Cape. Um, yeah, I'm super proud of this list. We'll definitely post it. It should be on screen already. Um, try it out. change some cards too, because like I think there's further to go with it. Um, yeah. Shout out to Guzzlord, man.
Yeah, this list is like kind of sick.
He's my Guzzy
I
Wuzzy.
I like the Galarian Moltres. Well, I do like the direction where like a lot of these GLC decks are going, where it's like almost all your Pokemon are these random like supporters, and then you
Yeah.
just pick like the four most broken like basic attackers you can find.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of
Exactly.
that's like what colorless is it's like
Right, right.
you have
Or like
all these like
Psychic too.
yeah, Psychic's the same, where it's like you have these they're all like stage one, stage two, like bench sitters that have
Yeah.
like situational attacks at best. And then you just find like whatever your broken basics are. I think the only like really good basic you're not playing is the Galarian Meowth, which I guess is like only good on
Oh
turn
yeah.
one. But that card is like so funny.
Is that the one you use it going first, right?
Yeah, it's like
You can
it's
use
just
it
a
going
donk card.
first. Right, right.
It's which
Nah,
like
man, I can't. I could, but I can't. I did consider Galarian Zigzagoon, I think, for that ping one.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I would consider that card because I actually thought about Defiance Band over Muscle Band.
Ooh.
But then someone was like, "That's fucking stupid. Why don't you just play Galarian Zigzagoon?" And I was like, "That's probably a better idea." Yeah, with the scoop up net,
Yeah.
could be the vibe.
I like it. I thought I had a Galarian Zigzagoon on my desk, but I can't find it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm like surrounded by cards because I've just been buying like retro bulk. These
Mm,
are all for seal stones that I bought
hell yeah.
um for the 2023 retro tournament, which I actually don't think I will be in town for the it's like
We're
the
playing
third or
2023 retro.
yeah, I think we discussed this previously, but it's like
That was the first episode. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's kind of crazy, but I'm kind of locked in. I'm
Bro,
building.
Guardy's not even rotated yet. What the fuck? We're
It is
still playing those damn decks. What?
it is like
Oh
kind of
my.
crazy. Whatever, like maybe context for our five viewers outside of Chicago city limits and the surrounding
Yeah.
suburbs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We do quarterly retro tournaments, and there's a poll put out of like what format should we do next. And we've already had this conversation before. I think I
Yeah.
suggested this one as kind of a joke,
As a joke.
and
Right, right,
everybody
right,
was
right.
like,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're right.
and then everybody was like, you know what? I already have the
Yes.
cards for it.
That
Yes,
format was
it's because these
peak.
cards are in standard.
Right, right. Right. Nobody
And it's
sold
like,
them yet.
I think it's like, I'm really curious what the meta would be. Maybe I should like AstroTurf the meta and like give everybody Gardevoir decks.
Yeah.
Gardevoir,
Rock
I
up
think like,
with your Zard.
I don't know what deck I would play. I think actually a pretty good. What would be the meta call? Because I think it's going to be a lot of Mew and a lot of
Right.
like Lost Box.
It's probably gonna be like, knowing our locals, it's gonna be like 80% lost box.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like what beat Lost Box? So I think it was like the next format, but we have like I think this is like low key a format you could cook with. Honestly, if you roll in with
Yeah.
Gardevoir, you
It's,
probably just
it's like
win.
there's like a lot of like Greninja decks that are
Yeah.
winning against lost box, right?
Oh yeah, you just Chi and Pow them. Chi and Pow
Right.
was like pretty good that format.
With Pokestop, with Irida.
hmm It was like it was a fun deck. That might be the deck I would run.
Yeah,
because it is just Pokestop where like you're running like 30 item cards in your deck
right. The
was like so
SERs.
much fun. It was like the most casino deck I played. Like, well, I
Yeah,
guess
yeah, yeah.
it
It
literally
was worse,
Pokestop
worse
is
than
just
Turbo
like
Moon.
true. Like
Yeah,
Pokestop, like in standard, felt like you're just like hitting the slots like every
right.
single time. Because you
Yeah.
even like do it one by one, and it's like, oh, I guess I hit two Irida and a Baxcalibur. Well, I guess I just lost the game. But if you hit like double retrieval, like
Yeah, that candy.
that shit hits so hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or if you hit Battle VIP Pass turn one,
Oh my
you
god,
just like
right.
won the Mega Million.
Yeah. Double
Uh,
VIP passes.
If
Four
my
Genesects.
if my opponent hit the turn one Pokestop, loan like whatever in the active, and they hit double Battle VIP Pass, I would scoop right there. Like it's just
Yeah.
not my day.
No, no, no. Yeah. That was a pretty fun format. I like the V interactions. The Forest Seal Stone felt kind of good.
Yeah, it is like it is a fun format, but the problem is we could probably be playing better formats.
It's like it's very, very powerful format. Like you're never missing two prize turns. Like either you
Yeah.
whiffed your Greninja canceling clone or you like whiffed your big attack and there's like no in between basically.
Yeah, it is like kind of crazy. Also, turns took a long time.
Yeah,
That
oh
is
those
like
fucking
one
Mew
thing because it's
turns,
like
man.
Mew. There's like Mew,
Yeah.
Gardevoir, and Lost Box were like all in a civil war. And then you had like Lugia that would be like
No, man. And
Lugia is
those
like
these are like all of
also
our locals like favorite decks, man. They're gonna be so excited to take these long ass turns. I'm not playing that shit, no way. I'm gonna roll up with is Paradox Rift legal?
no.
Fuck. Okay. I wanted to
That
roll
would have
up
been the
with
better format.
Poison Serena.
Paradox Rift would have been the better format to run. That's what I'm building for instead of
Yeah.
2023 Worlds.
Instead of
Um,
2023, yeah.
yeah, and they're also just like so cheap, except for Arceus. Arceus V Star is like $10 each.
Oh, that's kind of rough. It
Yeah,
wasn't
like all
always. It was pretty cheap back then, I assume.
also the Lugia Vs are like not cheap because people like the art.
Yeah, yeah,
But the V Stars are
yeah.
cheap.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I know
Uh,
that the like art rare Lugia is one of those like collector
oh yeah.
chases.
It's like sometimes I do think about like what is the most expensive max rarity deck
Hmm.
in format? The most insane I've ever seen was max rarity Terrabox.
Oh
Because it was
God.
like they were running so many. It was like peak whenever it came out, so the demand was
Yeah.
crazy. And you were running like the Pikachu, you were running
Pikachu.
the Latias,
Four
the
four
Mew.
owl.
Yeah, because I guess like
You needed the four
like
Noctowl, yeah.
if you're going like pure rarity, like the most expensive version of each card. Because then you also
Yeah.
have like Ultra Balls and stuff like that, and, like Gold Stadiums. Like it add up so quickly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Bubble Mew was like getting really expensive. Like
Oh, right, right. Yeah, your
I
deck is
think the
like 12 basic EXs that all have like alternate arts.
yeah, um, the Terrapagos was like kind of expensive for a little bit if you played
Yeah.
that. Um, but I think the other deck that I think was like so expensive was the Lost Tina decks. Those were
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crazy because like that one,
The
I think it's
Tina.
like both the V and the V Star had like expensive alt arts.
Yeah, that sounds right. If not the V, then definitely the V star.
I think the V is the one that had like the 150 like $200.
Mm.
like altar
Yeah, the
where
the
it's like
like
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he's like floating through. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sick art. Like I understand like why people like it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not like a max rarity head. Now that
No, no.
I do kind of have like the urge to like max out a GLC deck because I'm like I only have to buy this card once. I only have to buy one ofs.
Yeah, yeah.
It would have to be like a deck that I would connect with.
It takes a while.
Yeah. Well,
And
I would
then they
imagine.
print some bullshit like lilies, and then your whole project goes up like $200.
Yeah, it's like I have a lot of respect for max rarity heads, especially max rarity heads who buy a deck on release,
Yeah, yeah.
like or buy it for standard. Is like those are the people who are diehards. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of them come from other games, like they come from Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, where decks are just so much more expensive.
Right, right. They're like, this is cheap, lol.
Yeah, I maybe I'm like too cheap in general, but I there was like a deck I wanted to play, and it was like $100, and I was like, nope, can't do that.
This
Um,
is 2023 Worlds, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
It was like Mew won, and then Ford got second with Gardevoir, and he like there was like some time shenanigans.
Oh,
Like if you rewatch it, like it's kind of an interesting like finals. Oh,
yeah.
Lostina's good. People are gonna play Lostina. I played single strike
Level balls in
Lugia.
this format?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
if you look at the Gardevoir list, they're crazy. Like the cards they have, because they have Fog Crystal, they have Level Ball, they have like the full
This
Gardevoir
is
line.
disgusting, man. This
What
should
else
have
did they
never
have?
been allowed. Four Vips, four level balls, just three Ultra Ball, two
Yeah,
Fog
and they have
Crystal,
Iona, like
three
and
Iona, yeah.
Reversal. Like the
And
stuff that they
Greninja.
were doing was so disgusting.
Greninja
Like
is such a disgusting engine, too, for Gardevoir.
I think like
I,
2023 or like I think like the Paradox Rift might be like one of the most high powered formats ever. Like every deck does
yeah.
something like super degenerate and like super toxic. Um, and like those games like actually do tilt me whenever I'm playing casually. Because like somebody will hit you with Path of the Peak, and it's like, oh, I guess I. In some decks, it's like, well, I guess I just lost. If you don't like draw
Mm,
into your out, or if you're like Gardevoir, like you're just drawing your entire deck, so it doesn't even like matter.
mm, mm.
But the fact that we
Yeah.
like Gardevoir play like four Battle VIP packs, three level ball, and like have all of these stupid Curlias, and we were like not all playing this deck is crazy. Like I don't know how people weren't just like playing this at Reggie Drago V Star levels. Like this deck is so
Yeah.
crazy.
Dang, you're not playing this counter box, this Alolan Vulpix?
Oh, I did play that actually.
Hey.
I played a Alolan Vulpix Flying Pikachu once,
Wait,
which
this
is like
Celebrations Eveltal is crazy. To discard up to three special energies from your opponent's Pokemon. I wonder who that's for.
you would play that during like peak Lugia, you would play that in a couple decks because it would just automatically counter Mew in some cases or Lugia.
Hmm.
And like sometimes you just instantly win if your opponent
Yeah.
just like overcommitted.
Boom, boom, boom.
Shit was crazy. It's kind of like it is the most like Arkham Asylum meta I can think of, where like everybody is like the Joker. You have like the Joker, the Riddler. Lugia is
Yeah.
like Bane breaking people's backs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
like
it really is. As I'm looking at it, all these decks are like demons in their own right.
And then like Paradox of Rift, stuff got like even more insane. And like these decks even got power crept out.
Yeah, right. Because you had the Roaring Moon and like all the Sada stuff came out.
Yeah, Iron Hands. Because then the
Yeah,
Lost
right,
Box
right.
players were just like they were just Iron Handsing the Gardevoir players.
Yeah,
It really like it was one of the most insane formats I think we've ever had.
yeah. They were going to war back then, really. Like you had to like I feel like the sequences back then were a lot more intense. You know, like people meme about Noctowl nowadays, or like we were joking about the Dunsparce earlier taking forever. But like these people were really taking like 10-minute like turns full of actions and just like setting up huge board states with like I feel like I remember like Chempals, they were always getting double Friggy, or
Yeah.
like if they needed it, they'd get triple. If they Gardevoirs would never like with their double triple Ralts or whatever, they were refined like 10 times, and then level ball the next refinement, and fog crystal the next psychic, and then Greninja the psychic. It's like ah yeah,
Yeah,
crazy format for sure. Super high power, yeah. I think about like the canceling Cologne Gust shit like as like
that's so toxic.
that's so degenerate. Like having I think Larry said in our chat recently was like, what's the point of bench barrier if you're literally just gonna Gust KO and turn it off? Like the whole Pokemon's like the whole trade off is like you put the Pokemon on your bench, you trade the bench slot for the protection. But then it's just like, nah, we'll just ignore that. Whatever.
Yeah, whenever I think of Manaphy, I think about Anthony, our local, playing no Manaphy in Lost Box at
Hmm.
Peoria, and he was like, I'm just not gonna get Greninja." And he didn't get Greninja like all of day one.
Hey, let's go.
And he cut it for a card I don't think he used the entire tournament.
Yeah, like choice bell or whatever.
Joy Spell might have been the move. What it? I don't even know what the damage. Oh, it's like 30 extra. I just read it.
Yeah, 30 versus the V's, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Get your Radzard up to snuff.
True. RIP Radzard.
That thing was a demon, man. I used to play around this time. I was playing Evo Press Torterra, which was a super fun deck. I want it back so bad, man. Mamoswine is not the guy, but
Mm,
all my like close games against Lost Box, I remember they just all ended with like Radzard tragedies. You could just never get rid of it.
yeah. Anything else?
You know, I think I'm chilling mostly. What's the emoji drop though?
The emoji.
If you're watching right now, we
Let
need you to
me.
go scroll down. You should find a section that says comments at the top, and there should be a field where you can click your cursor and type some Guzzy emojis. Show me your Guzzies. I'm trying to see Guzzlord in the emojis. Like
Yeah.
Tempo Guzzy, baby. It's the future.
Yeah, is there a crab emote? Oh, there is a crab emote.
Crab, hungry crab, dark crab.
Is Guzzlord like a crab? I don't know. He's kind
He's
of like
got claw. He's got like crab claws. Yeah.
I've never played the game that the Ultra Beasts were in. I think they were like only in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and that's whenever I was like, I'm too old for Pokemon
Yeah. Yeah.
because I was in like college, so I was like, I can't play this anymore. I can't
Right.
sit
Right.
through 20-minute cutscenes anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
the
They're
Ultra Beasts are like kind of hot.
aliens.
Yeah, I like the Ultra Beasts because I played Sun and Moon like pretty unspoiled
Mm.
because I was like, I'm just gonna go in with these, and I tried to Nuzlocke them, and I immediately realized that these games are too difficult to like Nuzlocke completely
Yeah.
blind.
I think I've heard they're the hardest like base games to Nuzlocke.
It was like I liked the challenge, and
Yeah.
I
Which is
remember
to say,
liking,
like, not that hard.
yeah, where. But anyway, that might be on the games I play because I need
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
like what the Ultra Beasts are because I found out that like Guzzlord is like actually massive because I thought he was kind of just like normal Pokemon size.
No. Yeah, he's like the size of a room. I think Stackataka too is like a literal house.
Yeah, they're kind of
House
cool.
sized. They are pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah,
I like some of the designs, especially like whatever the jellyfish one is.
it's like no Lego.
Not yeah, Naya Lego.
No,
I like
yeah,
that
yeah,
one. That one looks
that
cool.
one's cool. I like Bucephalon. I like Buzzwole. I think he's so funny. It is like
Yeah, he's a freak.
one of the funniest Pokemon designs they ever made.
Yeah. No, he's freaky. Like whoever designed that one was a fucking freak, man. Oh my god.
See, that's why I like Ultra Beasts, because all of them are just like a little off kilter.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, they're like a little too not Pokemon to be Pokemon, which is fitting because they're straight up not Pokemon. But like,
Yeah,
yeah, I hear you.
but
Yeah, I used to hate Guzzlord. Like during our first season, DCE and Twin were still live, and like I would just get farmed by the Dark decks because I was a psychic bot back then, just still cutting my teeth on the format. But like Guzzlord would annihilate me. There was no Boulder, there was no Zacian, there was no Monkey Dory even was not out yet.
oh,
Like there was
true.
literally no way to one-shot the thing without Gallade and Muscle Band, and it was like so hard to outpace them that I could not play that matchup at all.
Yeah, it's weird
But
to think about retro GLC. Because I think like
yeah,
Michael built like retro GLC decks, and I was like, what are we doing, man? And now I'm
yeah,
getting to the point where I'm like, he was kind of cooking. Michael ahead
yeah.
of his time.
So like we can't forget about old fighting, man. Fighting
Yeah.
used to be such a different beast, and it used to be like such a like heroes deck, you know? Like I feel like you wanted to see it win. You wanted to see the fighting Pokemon pull through, but it's like they would always kind of struggle.
Yeah. I think like you shouldn't be allowed to play fighting to a tournament if you weren't playing Hitmonbros.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
What is this
I was
saying?
running
If you
at my
can't handle me at
Carbink.
my Hitmonbros, you don't deserve me at my Lunatone Solrock.
Yeah, yeah. I used to play the Carbink that got you two items.
Oh
That was
yes.
my setup card.
Yeah, I was going through my bulk and I saw that card and I was like, "Oh, this is like pretty cool."
Yeah.
But
Set
but
up your
that
maxis.
yeah, but doesn't it have like 70 HP or something?
I think it has like 90.
Hmm.
Two items. And you could like just get tag
Yeah,
call. That's what I would do a lot of the times. It's like if I didn't have pieces, I would just like get a tag call to like set me up.
I used to hate Carbink as a Pokemon, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I'm kind of a Carbink fan.
Yeah. I don't even know where he came from. I was trying to like pull him up on Pokedoku one time, but like none of the categories I thought he fit into. So I actually have no idea what he is or where he came from, but I like him too.
It's from XY. It's like tied to Diancie or something. I don't know the lore.
Yeah. That's what I thought, but then I tried to like put him in the whatever region that was, but it was like not working. But maybe I had the
Oh,
typing
really?
wrong or something.
It's like Rock Fairy.
Yeah. Is it mythical?
No, it's just like a guy. I think.
See, I always thought it was like some kind of one of.
No, no, no. I think it's just like I don't know where you would find it though. That's kind of like
Yeah, where does he come from?
Harving is like one of those Pokemon in the game. Well, XY has that problem where there's like so many encounters
Yeah.
where it's hard to like. Oh, never mind. You find it like pretty early, but you only find it in
What?
one place, and it looks like it's pretty rare. Yeah, it's
I
a
never.
10% encounter in like one of the early caves.
Yeah, Cave 2.
Yeah, something like that. But you're seeing
That's
it,
so
and it's
weird.
like, yeah, this is like, it's just like a normal Pokemon. Is it good? Maybe I'll play X and Y again also. I did not. Anyway, maybe we could talk about the video game sometime where we are
Yeah.
truly, truly out of content.
Right, right, right. Yeah. I do like the Team Flare. I think they're funny. They're
Yeah,
like one of the goofier teams.
yeah, they're they're kind of like, yeah, I don't even remember like what their deal is. I think he's like their whole thing is like, oh, we just kind of want to destroy the world because like, why else? Why else would what
Yeah.
else would we be doing?
Right, right. They're just like we want to wipe out humanity because it's like more beautiful or something. They're just like it'll be hotter if we're all dead.
I think I think we need to go back in the Pokemon games where we're just well, I don't know what the current Pokemon games are like, so I can't make a statement on it. But like
Yeah,
the suspension of disbelief where like you're saving the world and then you just have to like go back and like fight the champion in the Elite Four.
yeah.
Like I was thinking
Right,
about
like
that and
nothing
I'm like,
happened.
it's like if the world can be saved via battling, like what have these five bozos been doing?
Right, right. Like I started my adventure like 8 weeks ago or whatever. Like I'm saving the world. Nobody else had really like any sort of skills that could have contributed here.
Yeah, and then like a whole other thing is if you have like those champion road or victory roads,
Yeah,
like some of those trainers are stronger than like the big guy that you just beat. So why don't we just like
right. To
go through
recruit
there?
some of them. Like
Yeah.
surely two of them could like take out Kyogre or whatever.
Also, why are we 1v1ing this guy?
Right. Right, right. Oh my god, for sure. Everyone's just like watching. I played Emeralds. I was trying to nuzlocke that game and I was like in the town and it's like towards the end of the game, spoilers for Gen 3 of course. Towards the end of the game, like Steven recruits you to like help save the world from natural disaster via Kyogre and Groudon fighting. And it's like, bro, this is you. This is all you. Like, are you serious? You're way stronger than me, and I'm like 10 years old. Like, how possibly are you, an adult man, just like throwing me into this? It's crazy. It's so insane. And then he's like, I knew you could do it. Catch you later. Bro, doing nothing.
Yeah,
Doing the least.
I think that like the Pokemon universe is like spiritually jobless.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right, right.
like nobody wants to do anything. And like the whole ethos is that like you're the one kid who like actually has agency in the world. Because like everybody else, like people just have Pokemon and they're like, Team Rocket just came and they're
Kick me out of
ruining
my
everything.
house.
And then
Yeah.
you interact with them and they have like a level 7 Zubat. And everybody's like, oh my god, nobody can stop them.
They're
We
too
have to shut down
powerful.
commerce.
Right,
They'll be
right.
like, it's like, oh no, we can't leave this city at all because these two guys are standing in front of our one entrance.
Right. If only anyone was brave enough to take them on. I mean, there's like 60 of us in this town, but these
Yeah,
two
and like
grunts.
in most cases, you have like a gym leader that like only lets you fight them after you've done all this. So like,
Right, right. Yeah, no, for sure. We gotta work that out. Like, we need a little more realism for sure. I think it would go like a lot. Like, I think a small dose here could go a very long way. Like, two, I think the opposite extreme is like funny and also worth exploring. Like, if we can just suspend all disbelief, I'm fine doing that too.
yeah. Well, I think the problem is that like sometimes they do have agency because in Gen 2, like the champions do fight with you,
Yeah, yeah,
but sometimes they're just like, nothing can be done.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they just don't care. Like honestly, I assume they get like a pretty good pension if you're like an Elite Four member. They're just like on
You
tenure.
must, yeah. Definitely, definitely.
They're just like sitting in a room all day.
Right. You have like maybe one challenger in a day.
Yeah.
Send them packing, and it's like if you're like the third or fourth guy too, like you probably might not see anyone in a given day. You probably just actually stand there all day.
Yeah. That must suck. Like imagine you like go through. Also, no, probably like how the Elite Four gets chosen is like addressed somewhere. Um, but
Yeah.
imagine you're like the fourth guy and your Pokemon are just like Jones in to like, I don't know, destroy a 10-year-old.
Right.
And you have to like go to them and be like, sorry, they're washed. They got knocked out by Bertha again for the
Right,
seventh
right.
time in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Tough as a gym leader. Or Elite Four member as well. Well, right on. Okay. Drop your Guzzy emojis down in the comments. If you want to like, leave us a like. If you want to subscribe, leave go ahead click subscribe.
Yeah, please
But you
subscribe.
must drop your favorite Guzzy kind of emojis here because we need to see some I need to see some Guzzy.
Yeah, if we remember, we'll shout out the person who dropped the best emote.
Yeah. I did see some good moles on our last one.
Yeah,
I
mole
saw
up.
some like whole mole. Someone had done like mole. They did like some kind of portmanteau of like mole and then like orator using like a different mole kind of emoji or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah, we need more guests with iconic names like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right, you want to wrap this thing up? I think I'm about ready.
Yeah, I guess thanks everybody for making it in this far. Drop the the guzzies in the chat.
Yeah,
Uh,
Guzzy's in chat.
we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Should be 2 weeks from tomorrow. Well, Sunday, whatever
Yep.
day Sunday is for us. But yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure as always. I'm David. You're awesome. We love you all.
I guess if you're subscribed.
Yeah, sure. We love our subscribers. We like the rest of you.
Yeah. Well, bye.